Yeah, there's definitely been things that I've
Or did you
achieved.
end up setting goals? Because I know you didn't at the start.
Yes, I didn't do it at the start. Yeah, I did. But I want to, like, normally each year I actually write down my goals and I'll post it on my page and I'll have it as like the very first post and I'll pin it there. I haven't done that this year. I, very much like you, I started writing goals and I looked at some of them the other day and I was like, that's not really that important to me anymore. It didn't, as you said, it didn't really excite me. Like I've had on there for the longest time to buy a Rolex. And I was just looking at it and I'm like, why do I want to buy a Rolex? Like, it's nice, it's there. Like, is it a status thing? I felt that it kind of might have been more of a status thing than me actually wanting the Rolex. Do you know what I mean? Buzzing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear that. So I felt that was, yeah, it's cool. I felt that's what it probably represented more than anything. Yeah, that's stopped now. Yeah. Sorry, a bit of technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, I felt that it was a status thing, and although I love watches and I would love to have a collection, I didn't think it was something that I needed to aspire to. So I got rid of that. I had a few changes come up. I had goals on there that I achieved goals that I've wanted, but I didn't have on my list. Does that make sense?
What?
Like it's a goal of mine overall, but I didn't have it on my list for this year.
Yeah.
Like say, like I've always wanted to buy a sports car, like a prestige one, and we did that. Moved home into a nice home, so that was another good goal. Again, nothing that I had right there and then, but I was like, no, I wanted to move into a nicer place, so we've done that. Went to the States, that was one of them as well. Definitely getting fit was part of my getting into great shape was another goal, and I was on track for that, and then I had to have an operation, so that put me back a little bit. So I still want to be this year. It's still my intent to start back at the gym, probably not this week, probably next week, actually. I'll be ready to start back. I have to start easing into it. But when I look back at the year from a business perspective, I feel that there's been I felt busy, not productive. Does that make sense? I felt like that a lot this year personally, that I've just been doing the do. And just recently, when I say recently, probably the last month, I've had an opportunity to look back, reflect, and now I've got a bit more of a plan for the rest of the year, which is really good in the sense of getting the team together, getting some systems, getting some processes in place where I can sort of step back into that CEO role a little bit more, as opposed to me being on the tools, let's say. And that's just purely because we've been short-staffed, people on extended annual leave, people on extended sick leave, project pressures, a whole range of things. But we're on the back end of that now, which is great, we've handed over one project, close to handing over the second, and now signing up a couple of more. So now that the new ones are starting, I really want to start day one with all these processes that I've built over the years in place, because they've been in place, but it's a matter of people executing those. And I think because everyone's been so busy, we've sort of stepped away from that a little bit. And now I want to bring the team together next week. We're going to, have a team meeting, and I'm going to reiterate that to everyone. Expectations, KPIs. We've introduced some new systems, some new processes. Like the other day, I got everyone a chat GPT subscription so they can use that. And I sent an email out to everyone like, hey guys, like this is now part of your day-to-day operations. You need to be using this. It's a tool that is going to help you and make your job easier. It's not there to replace you. It's there to amplify you. And like I would use it every day. Would you use it every day? Chat or an AI tool?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Mostly.
You use it every day. But not just, hey, what's the weather? Hey, tell me a funny joke. It's proper stuff. Like for business purposes, I'll jump on and I'll use it, and it saves me time and effort. So the whole purpose of systems and processes is to streamline something to make it easier. Now, chat is just one of those. We've got other ones that I want the whole team to do. So from a business perspective, I don't feel that we've hit the most efficient targets. We've finished projects, which is a great goal. Like that's really good. And that's something I'm very proud of with the team, because our two biggest projects that we had on at the time, well, that we still kind of got on now, that was a real team effort to get that across the line. Like I had pretty much everyone in the business at some stage working on those projects. So it was a really good team effort. And it was a great learning curve for them too, because some of those, it was an apartment project for one of them, and a lot of my team had never built apartments before. I have, but they hadn't. So it was a good learning experience for them, so that in the future when we do another apartment project, they know the things they need to be looking out for and where they can and will come up with challenges on the project. So far to date, if I was to give myself a score out of 10, it'd probably sit around a 6.5. But looking forward to the next, what are we? What's that? 4 months? 4 months left?
5.
Yeah, 5 months left, 4 or 5 months. I look forward and go, okay, there's a lot that can still happen in that time.
So
There's
what's
a
going
lot.
to change?
Definitely, I think I need to change a little bit, as in taking that step back from the business and being that more CEO type role. So that's definitely going to change. I want to give my team, I want to make Pascon a really cool place to work. Do you know what I mean? I don't want it to just be, I felt like the last 6 months it's been a job for everyone, just challenges every single day, battles every single day. And I want to make this place a really nice place to work, where they get up, they're excited, they're motivated, good team morale, good culture. That's what I want to work on over the next few months.
How are you going to do that?
How I'm going to do that with,
Have you thought about it all?
yeah, I have. It's going to start
What's the
next
plan?
week when I sit down with everyone and say where a few of the expectations of the business, first of all, right? So going back to a few basics and, from start times to systems and processes that we're going to be using to communication, a whole range of things, and making sure everyone's on the same thing. Be a bit of an open forum. Anyone got questions, suggestions, we'll put it in. I want to go through and do company values with the team. So whether I do that myself or I get a third party to come in and do that. So I want to put the values of the business together, get them their feedback or their input, so they feel a part of that process. I do want to do probably some leadership training with them as well. So each one of them can understand how each other thinks, acts, moves, probably disc profiles of some sort, I think would be really powerful for them. So investing in the team a little bit more so. And then I'm breaking up my projects into, I'm going to call it sprints. So we're going to get to a certain stage of the project. So say, for example, we're going to get to the frame stage. When we hit the frame stage of a project, we celebrate that sprint, that section of the job, and we go out for a drink, we go out for dinner, we go bowling, we do something. Because at the moment, my projects tend to go from anywhere between 8 to 15 months to 18 months, depending how big the project is. And it can often just feel like a really long slog, and you don't get those little wins along the way. So I want to break it up so we actually get little wins throughout the build, not just start the job, we win. Yeah, we're all pumped and excited at the start of the job. And then by the time you get to the end, everyone's just tired and wants to just hand the thing over and fuck off. I never want to see that job again. And that's what I feel has happened on a couple of the last projects. Everyone's just at the stage where it's like, oh man, I cannot wait to get out of here. Like, why? You should be sad to leave the job. She's like, oh man, I'm going to be sad not coming here every day. That's how they should be. And then on top of that as well, maybe we do a monthly catch up or something outside of these 4 walls. Or whether it might be just Friday night drinks or something like that. Everyone can come to the office at 2:00 and we have chips and pizza, or we actually organize a night out. So making it a more enjoyable place to be working. Potentially looking at, even on a Friday, maybe we wrap it up a little bit earlier as well, so people can actually, get out a bit early. Like I think people work pretty hard here, which is good, but it's about rewarding that effort too. So that's going to be my focus over the next sort of 5 months with the business.
Yeah, I make everyone does an extra half an hour Monday to Thursday, and they get out 2 hours early on Friday.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like that.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good idea.
7 hours. And it's like, seriously, how much work you reckon they did in the last 2 hours?
Oh, yeah, exactly right.
Generally.
Exactly right.
Like, so I'm like, cool, hang back half an hour every day.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Fridays, you get to finish at 3.
Do you find, are you productive at that time? Like on a Friday at 3:30?
Just depends on what I'm doing.
Mm.
Yeah. Depends on what I've got on. Sometimes I'm getting smashed. Sometimes especially with what I do, like the middle of the day can be very reactive, just getting blown up in many different ways. So sometimes when I know like client calls are done, team stuff is done, it kind of takes all the load off, and I'm like, cool. Friday at 4:00, I know that nothing is relevant anymore. unless I got to launch a campaign that we're waiting for. But anything between here and Monday, I can do whatever I want.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like there's nothing time. There's the time urgency goes out of it.
Mm.
You know, even if a client emails me at 6 p.m. on a Friday, there's no obligation to respond. I most likely will, but there's no obligation to respond on the spot.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So that kind of takes a lot of pressure off. But it just depends. Sometimes I leave early, man. Sometimes I'll take off on a Friday and be like, cool, like everyone's out, I'm out. Like, let me just, especially if I've had a rough week or a rough day, I'm like, I'm calling it, man. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to work.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I think I've done really well this year. Like, if I'm not going to work, like if I'm not in the headspace, I won't just sit here like I'm going. And I'll leave.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Instead of wasting my time.
I think that's definitely something I want to do more in the next 5 months as well. So not necessarily leave work, but maybe take my kids to school once a week, something like that, or leave early, pick them up. Just do that every now and then. Like for example, today being a Tuesday, I got my son's football training, so I leave work early today, every day, every Tuesday, because we got the training. We'll have training with everyone, and I enjoy that. And I think that's part of me going, okay, I'm going to do something else, not just work related. And you know, the funny thing is, you're like, oh, I can't. I got so much on. I can't leave early. I got so much on, but you always get it done. Like even me leaving early today, it's not detrimental to the business. You know, I'm still leaving here at 4:30 or whatever time it is.
I think it makes you prioritize too.
Yeah, without a doubt. There's certain tasks that need to get done. You get them done. Something will take as long as you give it.
If you like that clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. And if you want to watch the full episode, click just over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.